game. You know, the environment in there is as good as it gets. Our fans, you know, right now when we play a home game, man, it's second to none. And it's a great feeling because, you know, in this league, it just seems like every single night, man, it's almost impossible to find a way to pull through. But when you're at home, it's very important. And that was a big step for us tonight, being able to pull this one out. I give Michigan State a lot of credit. They took a big punch early, and as we knew they would, they came right back and sort of steamrolled the back 6 minutes, 7 minutes of the first half. And then, you know, in the second half, our defense just wasn't as tough. We had a harder time on the ball screens. We didn't impact the ball as much. And when the ball gets sipped around with a team like that, you know, they really stretched us from three. I give our guys credit, though. We found a way to kind of gut it out. Struggled from the foul line again, which is disappointing. But we were able to make enough plays. I thought Al Durham made some really big plays. Not only the big three at the end of the half, but I thought his 5 points to finish the game in that back part of it with the breakaway or the drive. And then he made a huge three-pointer, I thought, that gave us a lot of momentum. But last play of the game, even Trace, you know, asking Trace to switch a ball screen on Cassius Winston just so we didn't give up a pop three. Did a great job of just making him put the ball on the floor. So he didn't raise up on him and shoot a three. He just made him get inside the three-point line, which is what we asked him to do, and, you know, deflected ball or whatever it may have been. And then, you know, Jerome sort of took the anxiety out of the building with making 2 free throws. Most important 2 of the game went in. So proud of our team. Very thankful that we're playing at home this week. You know, can't do it without our crowd, and kind of sleep on this one because we got Maryland on Sunday. So, but proud of our guys.
Good.
I know you have a lot of coach high expectations for Al coming into the season. What did you see in him today that made you kind of decide to ride him down the stretch?
I thought he was comfortable on offense most of the game. He made some plays for us from the outside. He made some really good shots. And I just felt like at the end of the game, he was the most comfortable of having the aggressiveness to make a play, to get to the basket and score. We seem to be bottled up, you know, a lot at the end of the clock here tonight, which is something we obviously got to get better at. But for Al, you know, comes every day, goes to work, never says peep. And to see a guy get rewarded with a couple go down like he had, you know, is always rewarding. But definitely he was up to task, and I thought he played a really nice game.
I asked all this, but the more experienced guys went through a lot of tough, close losses last year, and obviously you guys had some injuries and things like that too. But do you see maybe some carryover of those experiences on a night like tonight, especially when Michigan State's giving you that big push early in the second half to not just kind of fall apart, but to understand how to dig in and push back? We
have a good camaraderie as a team. We have good leadership right now, and we have some poise that in tough spots, you know, we can come back and hang in there. Obviously, we're not perfect, but by any stretch of the imagination, but I think our team believes that if we do what we need to do, if we play hard, and we compete, we can beat anybody. When you're at home, you have to find a way to dig it out and use that to your advantage. But coming into the last 3:52 or whatever it may have been, very calm, poised group, and the guys that were in the huddle, and even the guys that didn't play as much, you know, I thought we're ready to go. And we'll need the same effort on Sunday. Maryland's a great team, and we're going to need different guys to step up and play. And you know, some guys don't play as much certain days. Some guys got good games and bad games. But you know, part of having a team in a long season is being able to count on each other night in and night out. That you got a good attitude and you're ready to play. And I can't say you know enough good things about their attitude and their preparation and just being ready to play. And you know, I do think that the guys that were here last year, I think the guys that were here last year understand how hard it is to win, and you can't take it for granted. And you can't have any slippage when it comes to the daily process. I thought our guys have done a really nice job in the last month, win or lose, just having a really good approach to the process. I mean, it's hard, but you know, if we lost tonight, it can't be any different. I mean, we got to be ready to go on the next one. And I think that's what we're going to try and do as we come into Maryland, is just put our head down and kind of keep trudging along this conference season. It's a very difficult league.
Archie, you talked about the importance of rebounding entering the game, so just kind of an overall assessment from you of how your front court fared tonight, and also anything, if you know about Grace Thompson and why you didn't come in the second half with the injury.
There's no more important number to our team than rebounding. It's not just this game. this game carries a little bit more weight when you play them because of how good they are and the attention that they give you, that you have to have when you're rebounding. But I thought they only had 5-second shots, and maybe part of it was they were getting back, I don't know. But, you know, I thought our guys rebounded the ball really well for most of the game. We had very few long ones or hustle plays that we didn't get. Maybe the start of the second half was one flurry that we didn't do a good job. But for the most part, we rebounded the ball pretty well. Joey's second shot late in the game, I think he caught one there. It was an air ball, and he flipped it in. Big plays you're going to make. So being able to get that type of effort on the glass is huge. But it's been huge for this team all year. This team has to rebound with our size, and for us to be successful with how we have to play, with who we have and what we're doing, rebounding is essential. So that's that point. And then obviously I thought Race Thompson was unbelievably good in the game. He played his tail off on both ends of the floor. His best game as a collegiate player. On the lob pass or whatever it was on the 50-50, landed on his lower back at some level, and it locked up and stiffened up on him to the point where he had a really hard time sort of moving around. I don't think it's anything serious, but to say he's going to be sore here for a few days is probably the case. Whether he's available or not Sunday, I don't know, but what I'm hopeful is this isn't something that's, you know, hopefully it's more day to day.
You mentioned at the beginning about Trace getting switched up on Cassius there. I guess first off, what goes into the decision to decide to switch everything there? Basically, what did
three beat you, and you know, to be able to switch all ball screens is you take away hopefully the pick and pop, and we gave up some pick and pops in the game, just basically trying to keep the ball out of Cassius's hands and make some other guys make some plays, and they did that through the course of the game, especially in the second half. But the last play of the game with 9 seconds, you don't want to give up an easy pick and pop, so we switched it. And you know, the bottom line is you got to press up on the guard, and you got to move, and you can allow him to knock you back and shoot a three. Thought Tracy was aggressive on his switch. Good ball handler is going to attack you, and he did. Once he got inside the three-point line, at that point, make a hard play, and hopefully there's no 50-50 foul call, and there's no and one. But if they were going to tie it up, that's fine, but we didn't want to give up a pick and pop or a ball screen three-point shot.
So what impressed you was what he was able to do there?
Yes,
for a big
yes.
guy.
He can really move. I mean, Trace can really move when he motors and he wants to, and he knows what he's doing in terms of being engaged on things. You won't see a big guy cover more ground and move like him. It's one of his great gifts. So for him to be able to do that at the end of the game, we were fine with it. It's just, I thought he executed. You know, he executed. We've had some games that you can go back to against Arkansas where he switched, or even against Rutgers where he switched and dropped. He's more protective. He wasn't protective, and he knew he couldn't be in this situation, so he did a good job executing, and his ability level, obviously he can do whatever he asks him to do.
Coach, they were able to force you guys into a lot of late shot clocks there, especially in the second half.
Yeah.
But to your guys' credit, you didn't shoot a lot of threes. You didn't really turn it over. Do you feel like your guys were composed there in the half court?
Yeah, I think so. We didn't do a good job with the play after the play. When plays broke down or our break didn't work, we got really stagnant and standing around. We didn't move the ball, and we didn't cut or screen enough off the ball, and that bogged us down. But we didn't jack shots, and I thought when guys did put the ball down, they were aggressive and at least getting to the basket, and we had some, hopefully some assist-type plays and passes that were good. But the late shot clock stuff, you know, kind of happens, you know, in this league. When you're playing, teams just don't let you score, you know, first time. I think early in the game, when we were cooking pretty good. We were in transition a lot. When we were in the half court, you know, they're either going under or they're baiting you, not baiting you, but they're throwing all their marbles at keeping it out of the post.
You mentioned that that shot that Joey made on the Finney miss. He also had the basket right before that one. He had two early. How important has he been to sort of give this team a little bit more of a blue-collar approach?
I can't really put it in weight, but it's not measurable what Joe's meant to us. His everyday approach is something to, as a coach, you know, you marvel at the work ethic, and there's no fake work ethic. There's no, I mean, he's at it every day. He's given his absolute max on everything that he's doing. You never question his effort. And I said this the other night. I don't know who I said it to or when I said it, but he's improved. For a first-year player in our system, learning what's going on with new players, he's improved as much as any player I've been around from month to month. If you look at October and November, early December to late December, and now January to late January. I mean, he has absolutely, you know, brought us production that, you know, it just means the world. I mean, like, you know, to have that type of size, his ability level, he can score the ball. He moved tonight, you know, on ball screens as well as he has all year. But, you know, to say he hasn't, you know, impacted our team immensely would be an understatement. And part of it is just his attitude, the way he works. He's an unbelievable kid, and that's why we wanted to bring him in when we had a chance to get him. It's just, you bring just such a great high character level to the deal. And, you know, he was able to get, I guess, 14 and 6 tonight, man, and he earned them all.
All right, Coach, thank you.
Thank you.